Okay, I see by the clock on the wall that it is 3 o'clock. Call to order the Board of Directors regular meeting for Monday, October 17th. Could you please stand and join me in saluting our nation's flag? Place your hand over your heart, repeat after me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Nancy, do you have any words of wisdom?
I don't know. Today, I don't know. Just God bless this water district. God bless the campaigns for everybody, and may the and please Jesus watch over our staff here and just a moment of silence.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we go any further, I want to point out that today is National Bosses Day. So, Arden, congratulations. You got all kinds of cakes and goodies and cookies and cards and everything. I just want to know where our cake and cookies and cards are.
I have to admit, I did not know it was Bosses Day until I got here this morning.
It's all right. You're forgiven.
I'll take a rate. You'll have to take a rate check.
Okay. All right. Could I have a roll call, please?
Director Griffith,
Present.
Director Grasha,
Here.
Director Sewell,
Here.
Vice President Wright,
Here. Oh.
President Martin.
Here.
Thank you. We have quorum.
Okay, we'll be skipping the rules of procedure for this meeting. Moving on to item 5, public input. This is the opportunity for members of the public to address the board on matters within the board's jurisdiction. Please limit comments to 3 minutes or less. State law prohibits the board from discussing or taking action on any item not listed on the agenda. Do we have any members of the public that wish to address the board?
President Martin, we do not.
Okay. Moving on to item 6, Human Resources Report. We have a number of, we got a new hire and some anniversaries here, but a very impressive list of honorees. Arden, you care to?
Before I begin, I would also like to say that Mr. Danny Friend, who's been with us for 25 years, is gone on vacation.
Oh, okay.
This week, so he won't be here today. So we'll make his presentation at the next meeting.
Okay,
Okay, are you ready for me to begin?
I'm ready.
Oh, we always have something exciting to say, and we have a great staff now, just wonderful. The first thing we want to recognize is a new hire in September. His name is Edward Marshall. He joins us as the fleet and facilities maintenance worker. Ed has more than 18 years of experience as a field service and shop mechanic. He has extensive training in general automotive and heavy duty industrial diesel, and has performed repairs and maintenance on MSWD vehicles and equipment while working with SoCal Fleet, one of our contractors. Ed enjoys fixing up old vehicles and motorcycles and then taking road trips in them with his wife, Lacey, and 15-year-old son, Frankie. I'm surprised too, Edward, that your son is still talking to you at 15, but that's great. Mine seemed to check out. And Jeff is not here today. And I didn't, okay. And so we're going to have Brian say something.
No, we were going to have Edward join us. Unfortunately, because of the power outage, because he is fleet facilities maintenance, he's actually working on making sure our generator fires up. So unfortunately, he's not available for this meeting.
Okay.
I was just going to say, we had a bit of a scare before the meeting. Our power went out and the generator failed and it worked. We just checked it about a week ago. So he's checking that out right now, but my compliments and my welcoming Edward Marshall. Okay. The next list are anniversaries. And the first one I've already told you about, Danny Friend, who's on vacation, so he won't be recognized today. He'll be recognized at the next meeting. And first, and I want to say what a pleasure it is to announce that we have a year with Marion Champion. She's our government and public affairs manager, and she's not a stranger to this board. Marion works with the public and community. She comes with a whole lot of experience. She communicates our mission and activities. She has a passion for water and in-depth knowledge of the Colorado River system, always willing to jump in and provide a helping hand. And Marion has just been a pleasure to have in this office. She is clearly so great at this, and I can't compliment her enough. And I'm assuming, since she's a public outreach person, that she might have just something short to say. Marion, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Well, thank you, General Manager Wallem and members of the board. I just want to say how thankful I am to all of you for your support over the past year. I had no idea how much that I missed working in the water industry until I came back to MSWD. It's really been a pleasure working with all of you and the rest of the staff. I love water and the challenges that go along with being in the water industry when you live here in a desert, not to mention how much I've enjoyed putting my communication skills to work and getting to know the Desert Hot Springs community. I'm looking forward to doing even more in the coming year, and I'd like to find new ways to give back to this vibrant and diverse community. And all of this really starts with the supportive board and the management team. So thank you very much for allowing me to put my skills to good use and be part of the MSW team. Thank you.
And thank you, Marion. I cannot tell you how professional and how competent Marion is, and how much of a pleasure it has been. She has taken a lot of the workload off my back, and I've actually added more work to her responsibilities and tasks. So thanks, Marion. Now, next is also somebody that I've been working with, I think, at least a decade or more, but has joined us. And his 1-year anniversary is this month. And we're going to honor Innovation and Technology Manager Kurt Kipnacker, who has been with us officially for over a year, but as an IT consultant for 9 years before that, in that capacity. Kurt is responsible for the direction, guidance, and leadership of all the technology-related programs and the development of Mission Springs' overall information system strategy. He has implemented numerous cost savings initiatives in the past year and has worked diligently to shore up our digital presence and protect the district from online hackers. And I am telling you, that task is forever getting more difficult. And Kurt has been on top of it without fail. And it is kind of nice to be able to know somebody for 9 years before you hire them, because you're pretty comfortable that he can hit the ground running, and he did. Kurt, would you like to say a couple things, or one or two? Are you there, Kurt?
Unless he's down in the boardroom, Mr. Wallem, he's not online. I think he's dealing with getting everything back up.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
He out working.
He's working on making sure all
Again,
the servers
with
booted up in the right order.
Yes, he's getting the servers up where with the failure of our system. Okay, well, let's move on. And Kurt, again, has been a great person to have on board. He's a great team member. Next, we honor a 4-year employee, Regulatory and Compliance Safety Officer, Bassam Alzamar. Bassam transferred to the engineering department this last July, where he performs complex technical and administrative water resource planning, environmental management, and regulatory support for our water and wastewater facilities operation. And here, Bassam isn't here today, but Here to introduce him and share a few things with you is our engineering manager, Eric Weck. Eric.
Good afternoon, General Manager Wallum and President Martin, members of the board. We're all happy here in engineering to have Hassan with us as a regulatory compliance and safety officer. He's been here for 4 years, and he has worked in both operations and engineering departments, and has been responsible for several things ranging from a field management role to being the regulatory compliance and safety officer. Since that time, he's been been involved with and completed the injury, illness, and prevention plan, putting together the district's emergency response plan and the heat and illness prevention plan, and just recently set up a training to prevent back injuries, and both the 100 and 700 FEMA series training program. So thank you, Bassam, for your work and service to the district. Unfortunately, he's not here today. So that concludes engineering's comments.
Thank you, Eric. You know, in general, that concludes today's HR report, but I want to make one comment, and that is, I think we've had the most number of dedicated and hardworking individuals and very competent individuals that this district has ever had in its history. And I want to say thanks to them and their effort, because that's what makes this district run. That's what pushes water down the pipes. Thank you, President Martin.
Okay, any comments from the board? Nancy?
No. Well, I want to say no. I just thank you, everybody, and congratulations on new hire, Edward. Welcome, and thank you, everybody else, for your years of service.
Director Grasha, any comments, questions?
Just congratulations to everybody. I wish Danny was here. 25 years. It seems like he's probably looking forward to the gold watch. But to the rest of you, congratulations, and I hope you have a long, happy career at the Mission Springs Water District and here in the watershed. Thank you.
Okay, Director Griffith.
I just want to echo everyone's congratulations on everybody, but I do want to say that I have worked, there's a little bit of echo here. I've worked with Marion on the other side of the desk, so to speak, over the past year. And I have to say, I think she represents the district quite well. She's very professional, and great catch for getting an employee. I know it's hard to get some really great employees sometimes, but I think you got a good one. So, and I want to thank her for everything she does.
Okay. Director Sewell.
Yeah, just congratulations to everyone mentioned today, and proud of our entire staff. Happy to have such a dedicated group. So thank you.
Yes, and I want to echo the sentiments that were expressed by the other board members. We have a terrific crew working here, and I couldn't be happier. Okay, moving on to item 7, resolution 2022-26, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Mission Springs Water District proclaiming a local emergency persists, re-ratifying the proclamation of a state of emergency by Executive Order Annis and Nora 09-21, and reauthorizing remote teleconference meetings of the legislative body of the Mission Springs Water District for the period October 23rd through November 22nd, 2022, pursuant to the provisions of the Ralph M. Brown Act. Are there any questions or comments from the board? I see none. I will entertain a motion to approve resolution 2022-26.
I'll move the item.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I will second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Grasha,
Yes.
Director Sewell,
Yes.
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
All right. Moving on to item 8. Approve change order number 4 for the well 24 electrical panel rehabilitation project. General Manager Wallum, anything further on that matter?
Nothing further to add.
Okay, any questions or comments from the board?
Move item 8 for approval, staff recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Gracia,
Yes.
Director Sewell,
Yes,
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Item 9, award of contract for the construction of the regional sewer conveyance line project. It is recommended to authorize the general manager to award a contract for the construction of the regional sewer conveyance line project to Downing Construction Incorporated, the lowest responsible bidder, in the amount of $6,508,281 plus a 10% contingency of $650,828.10 for a total of $7,159,109, and to do all things necessary to complete the project. General Manager Wallem, anything further on item 9?
Nothing further. This is one part, like I said, of the 3 parts to our regional plant, and a very important part. Okay.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? Director Grusha?
Just one. I know staff probably covered it, but it didn't click. Did all of the right-of-ways get ironed out with the various agencies that they've been working with over the years?
I'll let Brian answer that.
Director Rasha, Brian Macy. Thank you, President Martin. Yes, we are still working with, I think, one right of way as it pertains to the actual pulling all the properties together at the regional plant, but the right of ways where the construction of the conveyance line, both the sewer and the force main, have been resolved.
Okay, thank you. I'll move the item for approval.
I want to hear if there's any other comments from the other board members first, and then we'll move ahead with the vote on that. Director Sewell?
yeah, just a comment. I was just glad to hear on Thursday that staff had reached out to the city and other stakeholders to hopefully do some cost sharing once we tear up the roadway to put it all back together nice and neat. So thank you for that.
Director Griffith?
Nothing.
Vice President Wright?
Yeah, boy, this has been a long time coming, so I'm really pleased and proud, and can't wait to see what it's going to look like when it's done. So I will make a motion to approve item 9.
Okay, we have a motion on there. I assume you do. Second.
I'll do a second.
Okay, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Gracia,
Yes.
Director Sewell,
Yes,
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay. Item 10, rejection of construction bids for the drywall repairs at the Mission Springs Water District Administration Building. It is staff's recommendation to reject all bids and not proceed with the drywall repairs at the Mission Springs Water District Administration Building. Anything further from our general manager?
Nothing further.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? Director Grusha?
No.
Okay. Director Sewell? Director Griffith?
I just want to reiterate that. So this is not in any public facing area, nor is it anything that is of architecturally important to keep.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Vice President Wright?
No, I'm
Quite
fine,
though.
thanks.
Okay, and I have no further questions. Could I have a roll call vote, please? Excuse me, you've got to have a motion.
I'll make a motion for item
Okay.
10.
We have a motion
I will second.
and we have a second by Director Griffith. Roll call vote, please.
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Gracia,
No.
Director Sewell,
Yes,
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay. Moving on to item 11, professional services agreement to amendment with West Yost for Horton wastewater treatment plant technical reports. It is recommended to authorize the general manager to negotiate and execute a professional services agreement amendment with West Yost to prepare total dissolved solids impact evaluation work plan and a nitrogen control strategy technical report for the Horton wastewater treatment plant for an amount not to exceed $137,140. Anything further from our general manager?
Nothing further, other than I think everyone understands that this is a condition of our permit. pretty much a condition of every permit, as Nancy can testify, being on the Regional Water Quality Control Board.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board? Director Grusha?
No comments, no questions.
Okay, Director Sewell? Director Griffith?
None.
Vice President Wright?
None.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to,
I'll move.
okay, we have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second,
We have a motion and a second. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Grasha,
Yes,
Director Sewell,
yes,
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to discussion items. Item 12, Mission Springs Water District Regional Water Reclamation Facility Update. Anything further, sir?
Nothing additional to what we presented on Thursday.
Any questions or comments from the board on that matter? Okay, seeing none, move on to item 13. Critical Services Center and Administration Building Update. Anything further on that matter?
Nothing unless Brian has something. No.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the board on this matter?
none.
Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain them. That's just a discussion item, doesn't require vote, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Starting with the approval of minutes, it's recommended to approve the minutes as follows: September 15th, 2022, the study session, and September 19th, 2022, the board meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll make a second. Is it on the consent calendar for both of the consent calendar has them both on it, or is it just? one?
Just the approval of minutes for those two meetings.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Grasha,
Yes,
Director Sewell,
yes,
Vice President Wright,
Aye.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Moving on to the Register of Demands, the Register of Demands totaling $3,194,938.54. Anything further from the general manager?
Nothing further.
Okay.
move item 15 for approval.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 15. Is there a second?
second,
And we have a motion and a second. Have a roll call vote, please.
Director Griffith,
Aye.
Director Grasha,
Yes,
Director Sewell,
yes,
Vice President Wright,
Yes.
President Martin.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Okay, moving on to item 16, Director's Reports. Who besides myself didn't give their report on Thursday? None of us? It's just me? Oh, you still need to go. All right, go ahead. Okay,
I just have a couple. September 22nd, attended Desert Valley Builders Association, Meet the Candidates. I thought it was a well-attended event. Quite a few candidates from all over the valley. Was interested to hear a lot of different perspectives and issues, but nothing really significant to report. And then the 29th of September, attended the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, all valley mayors and tribal luncheon. And I always thought this is probably one of the best events of the year to hear all the different cities and things that they have going on. Specifically for Desert Hot Springs, I thought Mayor Mattis did a great job, and all the news that he shared was very positive. Public safety was a big focus, and now we have the new dispatch center for the police, additional fire station on the way. And then Mayor Mattis invited everyone to the State of the City, November 17th, that he would be sharing some more good news. So that's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Director Grasha, anything to report?
I don't, thank you.
Okay. Director Griffith?
You don't remember who I am, right?
Yeah.
Attended attended a Desert Water Agency meeting on September 20th. The big news on that was in terms of trying to get more money for turf reimbursement, to remove turf, since that was extremely high demand and I think more than originally was budgeted for. Attended Coachella Valley Water District on September 27th. nothing major there. And then again, Desert Water Agency on October 4th. And one of the things that they were talking about is, I know we have a handbook here for directors and they're working on theirs. And some of the items that they're proposing or propose changing, some of those they're talking about pushing off until the new board, because I do believe they have 3 seats open and they would like the new board to make some of those decisions, since they will be seated for a longer period of time than the existing staff. So that was it.
Okay. Vice President Wright.
Yeah, I just had Ivan reminded me the DVBA candidates roundtables. I attended that. It was a lot of fun and moving around the tables. That I thought it was a good evening. It was a fun time. So.
Okay. On September 6th, attended the city council meeting. It was a relatively short meeting and only lasted a little over an hour. There was only 3 items on the consent calendar and it was all pretty routine. On the 8th, Desert Valley Builders Association Public Works Luncheon. A good meeting, but nothing special to report. Back on the 13th, Riverside County Board of Supervisors, there was a proclamation of a local emergency due to the Fairview fire. And then there was a public hearing on distribution of excess proceeds for a tax sale. Vote was taken to return excess funds to owners of record. This was also a very short meeting, and those were the main topics that were addressed during the supervisors meeting. On the 20th, another city council meeting. Again, it was a short meeting, comparatively speaking. 4 items passed on the administrative calendar. Nothing noteworthy to pass along. On the 22nd, Desert Valley Builders Association meet the candidates forum. It was excellent. I echo the sentiments of Director Sewell and Vice President Wright. On the 28th, San Gorgonio Pass Regional Water Alliance meeting. There was another presentation on the drought. The one item I thought was mildly interesting, December of 2021 was one of the wettest months on record, followed by the driest 4 months of record. And that was for the districts in the San Gorgonio Pass area. I don't know whether that applies to the rest of the Coachella Valley or the rest of the state for that matter, but I'm glad to see somebody was getting some rain for 4 months anyway. The 29th Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce, All Valley Mayors and Tribal Chairpersons Business Expo. I'll echo the sentiments of Director Sewell. It was an excellent program. On the 30th, Meet the Supervisor event. I attended a meeting in Cherry Valley. Had a small turnout, which I kind of like because it gives an opportunity to spend more time chatting with Supervisor Jeff Hewitt. On the 6th, attended a workshop at Coachella at the College of the Desert. It was put on by WELL, which is an acronym for the Water Education for Latino Leaders, and it was a pretty interesting program. Oh gosh. On the 13th, community support luncheon, nothing to report there. On the 15th, attended a Riverside County-wide oversight board where discussion was held, liquidation of redevelopment assets in the city of Calamasa. There was also, at 10:30, attended the Coachella Valley Conservation Commission, sitting in for 5th District Supervisor Jeff Hewitt. There was a report on acquisitions of parcels of land, again, pretty routine stuff. At noon, Energy and Environmental Committee presentation on the 2022 Air Quality Management Plan, dealing with aircraft and ships. That was kind of an odd thing to report on, but it was worth listening to. And there was also a salt and sea update by the General Manager, Patrick O'Dowd. On the 20th, Riverside County Board of Supervisors, there was a, you guessed it, drought presentation by Eastern Municipal Water District. Does anybody not know that there's a drought in California? Okay.
You're in the right business to know.
Yeah. On the 26th, Cabot Museum Foundation Board, nothing to report there. On the 28th, I took my seat on the Tribal Water Authority Board, nothing to report. On the 28th also, Coachella Valley CV Cannabis Forum. And it was basically to get the candidates running for office, their view on the cannabis industry. And attendance was Jan Pye, Gary Gardner, and Adam Sanchez. And they just discussed cannabis issues. And that concludes my report. Sorry it was so long. Behave yourself. Item 17, General Manager's Report.
We delayed the public affairs. Of course, we're not having a financial report till the audit is done, but which should be either next week or the month after.
Okay.
Okay, and but I do believe that Marion has a report, and there you go.
Marion, I think you're muted.
There
How's
we go.
that?
Much better.
Thank you, General Manager Wallem, and good afternoon, President Martin and members of the board. I do have a short PowerPoint to share with you today that discusses many of the public affairs activities that we've undertaken in the past month. Of course, additional information is available in your GM update in your packet. It is officially event season and fall, and we have several events coming up that we are proud to participate and support. A few of them I'd like to call out include Water 101 this Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Desert Hot Springs Library. This is the first of our fall/winter series, and we have more than 20 individuals signed up so far, and we're still accepting additional participants. This weekend, I'll also be at the Job and Health Fair at the Rec Center from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we'll be promoting our healthy and great tasting award-winning water. And next week, we are also going to be supporting the Desert Hot Springs Library Fall Book Sale, and we will also have a booth at the Rotary's Happy Healthy Halloween event. There are several other events coming up very quickly, so please check your events calendar for more information. There are also portals, email blast, the MSWD portal, advertising. You can catch our ads in the Spanish publication of El Salvador and our new billboards located on home and south of the line. I am switching up our email campaign to focus on the portal. As you can see on the slide, our latest e-blast focuses on using the portal to contact us.
Your video keeps playing and it drowned you out.
What, so basically, I just wanted to let you know that now we've reached our 30% on the registration on the portal. We've enhanced our outreach. Now we're doing some new videos and some things like this video that you saw on the portal. Also, we have our new billboard up that's north of Dillon on Palm Drive, or south of Dillon on Palm Drive. We held our first of our 70th anniversary committee meetings earlier this month, and we're currently making plans to host a community event at Mission Springs Park on Friday, February 3rd. We anticipate having children's activities, informational booths, food trucks, a water tasting booth, and a band or two. The committee is meeting again in 2 weeks to start assigning duties and finalize our plans. So please mark your calendars now for what we hope will be a fun and educational event that celebrates MSWD and the important role we have played in our community for the last 70 years. On the legislative front, we have 3 key bills that made their way through the legislature this past season. You've probably already read this in my update, but Senate Bill 1157 narrowly passed out of the legislature on the final night of the season. The bill maintains the current standard of 55 gallons per capita use daily through January 1st, 2025, but then lowers the standard to 47 until 2030, where it further reduces the standard down to 42 gallons per day. The governor signed this into law on September 28th, 2022. Assembly Bill 2142 exempts turf rebates from California taxable income for the tax years 2022 through 2026. The governor signed that into law on September 28th. And lastly, Senate Bill 222 by Senator Bill Dodd proposed a state water rate assistance program and a water rate assistance fund in the state law. The governor decided to veto this bill on September 28th, citing a lack of dedicated funding to support the program. Senator Dodd will be in office though through 2024, so it's very likely that we will see another iteration of this bill coming in the next year. We will keep you posted on anything new. And joining water agencies across the state, earlier this month, we celebrated Water Professionals Week. Hopefully you were able to catch some of the fun and inspiring employee stories that graced our social media pages. If you did, you may have learned that water is in production operator Tim Owen's blood. He grew up tagging along his father, who owns a water consulting business that helps small districts test their water systems. Senior customer service representative Nancy Mesquita shared that the key to being good at customer service is to listen and pay attention to what our customers say. Collection systems operator Joey McElron shared with us that you have to be willing to get a little dirty to be successful in his world, and that flushable wipes and fogs have no place in the collection system. And lastly, 26-year MSWD veteran Don Mathene noted that the importance that technology has played in modernizing the customer experience here at MSWD. These were some fun stories and they were really fun to write and share. And I hope everyone reading them enjoyed them as much as I did. We really do have some great employees here at the district, and I look forward to finding more ways to share their stories with the public. And lastly, we successfully closed the calendar drawing contest earlier this month. The entries did start off slow, but they came in fast and furious the week of the deadline. We ended up with more than 160 drawings with students from every one of our Desert Hot Springs schools. Every student that participated will get a certificate of appreciation and a calendar mailed to them. And the 12 students whose artwork is being featured will also receive an Amazon gift card starting at $25, with the winner receiving $150. The calendar is currently under design, and we are on schedule to have them in hands before the end of the year. And I hope to have the winners join us for our January board meeting. But here is a sneak peek video at some of the entries.
There I am. Oh my.
And that concludes my presentation for today. I had hoped to have another video for you, one that shows you how to read your meter, but unfortunately our graphic designer is still out. But I will email a copy of that out to everyone on the board prior to it being released on social.
Okay, any comments from the board? Director Gracia.
A question about the drawing contest. Are those going to be on display anywhere? special that we can go see?
Well, we will have the 12 that will be put into the calendar, and then the rest will end up on our website. I
Okay.
couldn't put all 169 into the video today because it was just going to take too much time, but I will post them all on our website.
Those kids will grow up someday and want to look back on that. Maybe they can be left somewhere where they can look at them in a few decades. The other question I had on the was on the subject of the portal. And I know Director Sewell pushed for that, and it sounds like with 30%, it seems like a success so far. As I recall, the price on that was rather reasonable, it seemed like. And I wondered if we had any other agencies that to compare that with, and in terms of the number of people that are signing up for it. Have you heard any just casual mentions, for instance, of other agencies that saw 40% even? It seems like 30% is pretty good.
From my understanding, Director Grasha, that 30% is pretty average or up on the higher side. However, there are a few that have gone a little bit higher, but those are usually ones that put out like prizes, a free trip to Hawaii if you sign up, and we'll draw your name. But just for doing low cost, no cost advertising, we're right in the ballpark at 30%.
And when you said that you were going to bump the push on that, what have you done so far, and what do you plan to do in the future? Can you expand on that?
Sure, we have done a lot of direct emails to customers or in our database. We have done website, we've done newsletter, we've done social media, and now we have a new billboard. Originally, I was planning to do bus shelters, but we've been pushed out right now because of the election, but we're still in the queue to possibly do that as well. We've been in the El Informador, which is a Spanish newspaper publication. We have an ad right now running there bi-weekly. And then we've also been in a couple of the different throwaway magazines, the ones that are free that you can get in the restaurants here around town.
And you're putting a notice on the water bill?
Yes, we have been inside the newsletter already once, and we'll be doing that again. We were also in the water quality reports. We advertised it.
Great. And so several of our ratepayers, I think, are not getting the bill. And I wondered if I don't even know if it matters, but I wonder if they had the opportunity to sign up for that. Tenants in rental houses, I don't think get the bill. I don't know how that really works. That goes to the property owner. How is that working?
I believe some of them actually do receive bills, depending on the tenant owner situation. And anyone that we have email addresses for in the system, we've been sending out email blasts. We've also done social media. So if they follow us or like us, they'll also get click on that as well.
I was just thinking that we had that policy where tenants weren't putting the bills in their names. Am I remembering that correctly? And so they wouldn't otherwise be getting those bills. And that number was pretty high, I think. So maybe somebody could fill me in if I got my wires crossed. But it seems like a lot of people that are not getting the information that are actually responsible, but not responsible for the bill. I guess that's what I'm getting at. So just a thought. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, anything else? Okay. Director Sewell.
Great report. Thank you. And I don't envy your job of having to take those 160 some odd drawings and turning them into 12. So good luck.
Director Griffith.
I really enjoyed the video. It's kind of interesting to see. I think especially as an adult person, to look at the kids' minds as they're doing these and the things they're picturing when they think of this. It was really, I think, really interesting. And so I'm looking forward to the 12, but I think everybody, I'm not real big on participation trophies, but I think that everybody might need some for this because they did a great job. As far as the portal, full confession, I still have not signed up. And that's because I'm a very disorganized person and it's low on my priority list, but I will do that this week for you. Okay. That's all I have.
Okay, I'll confess too. I have not either yet, so, but I plan on doing it as soon as I can figure it out. No, anyway.
Anything from you, Vice President? Anything further?
No, good report, Marilyn. Thank you. And in 160 count, that's really good. How many did we get last time? Do you remember?
We
I
had
don't
just
know.
over 50 last time. So
That's
we
what
had
I thought.
Three
Okay.
times the entries this year.
And almost every school. Really great. Thanks.
Yes, and I'll capitalize on some of the things that have been said here as well. I studied art for a number of years, and there are some excellent illustrations that are quite well done and very sophisticated for considering the age of the participants. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what the 12 finalists look like. Anyway, it's good job, very well done. Anything further on the public affairs update? Marion? No? Okay. Moving on to item 18, district council comments.
Yes, so we will have a closed session today on item number 22, and that's conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2 and/or 3 and/or 4, involving one potential case regarding Regional Water Quality Control Board, Colorado River Basin Region, notice of violation of order number R7 2014-0049 related to October 3rd, 2020 incident at the Horton Treatment Plant.
Okay.
I wanted to say, did you say 22? JP, I
20
think it's
2020.
23, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Or not.
I'm not sure.
You said
I'm not-
22. And we're going into closed session for agenda
Yeah,
item
well,
23.
yeah, item number, I had it written down as item number 22.
Okay.
And could you add to that? I had a question on something that's had to do with, let me find it on the agenda. It's listed.
Is it concerning the items in closed session?
Yeah, it is. I think it's,
Well, you're going to have to wait till closed session then.
well, he's got to announce it that we'd be meeting on that too. I just have one question. And that had to do with the Padilla case, the class action.
Yeah, we're not covering that today.
And I'm saying, can we cover it? I have a question about it.
We can talk about it in closed session.
Okay, so would you add that to your list of things we're talking about? That's why we have them listed. And now I'm asking if I can ask a question.
He just said he would address
Yeah.
that during closed session. So
Yes,
let's
yes. We'll
leave it at
discuss
that.
it in
We'll
closed
move
session.
on.
It's on the agenda.
Ask the question during closed session. Okay. We're going to take a little bit of a break. We have something special planned for the next few minutes or so,
And then we'll enter into,
and then we'll go into closed session.
Welcome back.
JP, do you want to report out?
Yes, the board met in closed session on, the first item was conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, significant exposure to litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D2 and/or 3 and/or 4, one potential case regarding Regional Water Quality Control Board, Colorado River Basin Region, notice of violation of order number R7 2014-0049 related to October 3, 2020 incident at Horton Treatment Plant. And the other item was conference with legal counsel regarding existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1, one case number RIC 2003782, George Padilla and Sharon Marino versus Mission Springs Water District. There was no reportable action on either item. And that concludes the report out from closed session.
I just want to remind everybody that this information provided during closed session is confidential and shall not be removed or shall not be reported on with any information outside of what has already been discussed among the board members here during the meeting and legal counsel.
Thank you.
Okay, with that, meeting is adjourned.